Welcome to the Rush Hill Community Church. While we're doing right now the number 4 piece of evidence for the case of Jesus Christ's resurrection. And I've enjoyed all of them so far, and I hope you have too. One of my favorite holidays of all time is Christmas. And I know if you know me very well, I'll wish you Merry Christmas in July or August or whatever it is, because I don't think that we can get enough Christmas. And I love all the things to do with Christmas, but I love the presents too. Now, at the Stanford House on Christmas morning, or at Christmas when we celebrate it, there's about 20 of us there, and there's a big pile of packages there. And every year we try to figure out how we can make this package opening thing more organized. So we can see what everybody's getting and so on and so forth, and we come up with a plan, lasts about 10 minutes. All of a sudden, packages are flying, the wrappers are going, and empty boxes and toys are going. I want you to keep that in mind when we come back to that in just a minute, because we're getting into some pretty important clues the next 2 or 3, and this is one of them. We talked last time about the empty tomb and how it definitely was empty. Well, in literal sense, it wasn't completely empty because the grave clothes were there. Jesus' grave clothes were there. In John 20, verses 3 through 8, it tells us how John got there at the tomb. The tomb was open, and he stuck his head in there, and something startled him so much that he stopped from going in. It was that the grave clothes were there, but the body was not. The grave clothes were there in the form of a body, just like you would think it would be, but they were kind of slumped in and almost on the ground, and just, the body was gone. Kind of like an empty cocoon that sometimes we find. John never did get over that. And it was ingrained in his mind forever. And the other disciples saw it also. It was unbelievable. An undisturbed but empty grave clothes. I'd like you to think with me for a minute, because again, we're trying to, the biggest thing that doubters are trying to say is that the body was moved. Somebody took the body. So let's look at it for a second. If somebody in a hurry, because of the guards, and moved that big tomb or that big rock, would be in a hurry, would they take the grave clothes off of Jesus? Why would they do that? Wouldn't they just pick up the body and take off with it? Well, let's just assume that they did. They took the grave clothes off. Now look back at Christmas. The packages being torn open and everything here and everything over there. Thieves that were going to steal Jesus' body, would they take the time to make it neat? I've seen a lot of crime scenes in my life, but I've never seen a neat one. Nor have I seen a neat Christmas morning. Nor would you believe that someone would steal a body, take off the grave clothes, and just put them back the way they were. Takes us to number 3. Could they wrap those grave clothes back up like a body without a body? I know I couldn't. I can't wrap a Christmas present, let alone wrap the clothes back up to make it look just like a body is in there, but it's not. No, those things aren't possible. One glance at Jesus' burial clothes gives us the reality of the resurrection. That God was the only one that could resurrect Jesus' body in such a way. And God raised him from the dead. this piece of evidence is the last piece of evidence from the scene, if you will, the scene of the tomb. Let's go over them real quickly. Number one, we had the guards, the heavily armed guards guarding that tomb. Well-trained soldiers. The second piece was the huge 2,000 to 3,000 pound stone that covered it. 3,000 to 4,000 pounds, 3,000 to 4,000 pound stone that was over the tomb. Then we have the evidence that was really not refuted. It was empty. The tomb was empty. Someone, somehow, some way, the body was gone. No doubt about it. And then, today, number 4, the grave clothes. The evidence is mounting. Jesus was resurrected from the dead, just as the Bible predicted in the Old Testament, just as Jesus predicted that in 3 days he would come alive. So, thank you so much for watching tonight. Looking forward to tomorrow night as we have evidence number 5, and it just gets better and better. So we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you.